All right, so yeah, it wasn't working right, even with the new diverter valve and the new vacuum solenoid. So I put in back the old one, and the new one still was giving me the same issue. So I just couldn't stand it. So I actually had taken off this whole piece off. And I was trying to get back here, so I wanted to check out the wastegate. But at first I wanted to check out this hose. So I removed this, I removed the cutoff valve, and then I loosened up this pipe, and I removed the hose, but there was no crack in it or anything. So I attempted to, I don't know if you can see, remove the wastegate right there, and in process of removing it, it snapped off. But at least it snapped off in a way that where it connected to the flap that goes to the exhaust, I'm able to take it out. So I just ordered a new part, a new wastegate. So I'm waiting for that to come in. For now, car is stranded. It's not running, but I'm hoping that was actually the final thought. I've seen some other YouTube videos where people were saying that their wastegate wasn't giving them enough power, it was only giving them 5 pounds boost, which was just about what I was getting. So I think the diaphragm for the wastegate was damaged. It could also have a crack in it that I can't see. So stay tuned for the next video. As soon as I get that wastegate in, I also ordered the turbo solenoid. So as soon as I get that, I got the turbo, I'm gonna have the turbo solenoid brand new. I'm gonna have the vacuum solenoid brand new. And I have the cutoff valve brand new. And I'm also gonna have the wastegate. So stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully we'll get this car back running the way it should. Alright, so I am going to attempt to remove that wastegate and just check it out, get it removed for to get ready to install the new piece. So let's go ahead and get that removed. So here and here. Here and here is where the bolts go into. So I took those two out, and it's getting, see, it's really loose. Like if I could just take this out, break it, when I get the new piece I can kind of like try to fit it in there, and I could just bolt on these two. I don't have to worry about the third one. I'll probably even get the end of the new one just cut, so that way I could just put it in like this, bolt it down, and then put it into the flap. Back and forth, weaken the metal. Like guys, I really hope this works, because I have no way of taking out this turbo. Like, it's too much work, and it's going to be really expensive even for the mechanic just to take out the turbo and to put in a new wastegate. Like, that's at least a couple $100, close to $1,000, because you got to, like, the transmission's in the way, the passenger side wheels in the way. So damn, like, this really got me. Look what fell out. The old wastegate. So doing the bending thing didn't help, but this screw was in between the turbo and the exhaust, where the oil inlet for the turbo goes through. So basically like this, and this was stuck. So with a little elbow grease and a prayer to God, just fell right out. Like, just fell right out. So I was really blessed that this came out, because I was like, God, just do this one thing for me, this one thing for me, and please make that fall out. And what do you know, it fell right out within 5 minutes of praying. So power of God is good, and thanks to him, tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, 21st of August, we should be getting a new part by 8 o'clock p.m. And hopefully by Friday, the 23rd, I will be installing this, which will be much easier, because I'm going to skip screwing that screw in. I'm just going to go for these two, put it in really tight, and basically that's going to hold itself. So, I mean, with these two in, it was really tight. I don't think that was really even that necessary, but I'm gonna get these two screwed in, and then get the full piece back on the flap, get a clamp for that hose back onto there, onto the new piece, and then reinstall all the hoses, and we should be good to go. So stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be the install of this new piece, well, not this piece, but the piece that we'll be getting in, and hopefully the new diverter valve and the new vacuum valve would be working as well all together. But we're going to try this out with just the old pieces first, and then test out the leak and see if we hear anything, and then put on the new diverter valve, see how it works with that, and then put on the new vacuum valve, see how it works with that. So stay tuned for the next video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so here is the old wastegate, and the final piece of the puzzle has just arrived. I was too excited. I had already opened it. So came really well packed with some cardboard covering it. In with the new, same exact piece, except for that's broken, So the issue we had when we were taking it out, that this bolt wouldn't come out. So we're just gonna slip it into the spot, and we're just gonna bolt on the two bolts. We're gonna set it up. It was supposed to be 3 loads for the preload, 3 turns for the preload. I heard you can do 4 if you need a little extra boost. So we're gonna test it out with 4, see how it goes. And so yeah, let's go get this on. I know it's gonna be a little bit kind of hard to see, but this goes, back there. I gotta ensure that the flap is closed. And yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly look over the video, make sure I am facing it though. Yeah, that's the way it closes. And yeah, let's get it started. So I put it on back the RKX diverter valve. Another update, I also changed out this hose back here that goes into the intercooler pipe, and that connects to the top of the boost solenoid. The one on the left boost solenoid goes into the wastegate. I also relocated my boost gauge. So I have my boost gauge T-pin off of this. So this one originally goes straight into here. So I teed it off. I'll adjust this in another date. I'll just cut it short and put it here. But I made it long because I didn't want it to, bend. So I TP'd off. I went through this compartment, straight up through there and into the new gauge. So did already 4 more rotations on the wastegate. So I'm gonna go ahead and test it out. I got it zoomed in into the boost gauge. I did 4 extra rotations, as I just said. We're gonna take it a quick spin around the block. Try to hit as much full throttle as I possibly can. You guys can see the street as well. So I'm doing it when there's no cars in front of me, obviously. Oh, this is falling. Don't fall. Damn, I almost hit 15. I don't know if that's safe. Let me adjust this. This thing seems to be a bad spot. Alright, we're gonna try that again. I was holding on to the camera because the stand wasn't holding up. 15? I mean, I guess it's good because I'm not going to be hitting 15 all the time. I need at least 12. Okay, that was 9. So I'm hitting about 11, 12. That's actually feeling really good. So it's been 2 days since I adjusted the wastegate, and it was making way too much power. It was going up to 15, and that is way too much for the stock turbo and stock block to handle. I even a code even came up and it said it was boost has reached its maximum limit. So I readjusted it a few more times looser, and we're gonna test it out right now and see exactly how much it's max boosted. My goal is to get at least like around 12, because normally it will go up to like maybe 9 or 10, but then wouldn't always hit that. So I wanted it to at least like on a not so good day hit at least 10. I don't know why it's still going up to 15. I guess I gotta adjust this some more then. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's wants to hit it so quickly like before. The throttle was like so sensitive to it. So yeah, it's gonna need some extra adjustment, maybe loosen up a bit more. Yeah, so I'm gonna go adjust it maybe another day, and then I'll come back and test it out again. Test and out. So right now I'm doing the boost leak test, and there was air coming out of my dipstick, bro. I have to tape it up. And also if I take soapy water and spray it on this fuel injector, you can see the bubbles. So the O-ring on that is bad. And that was the only sound I was hearing, was from the dipstick and here. Alright, so another update actually. That air reservoir box that was on top, I deleted that. I took the air solenoids and I kind of like bolted them on over here, just so it was an easier access for the ignition coils. So also remove that big thick oil cap and just put on the top one. Also with the brand new throttle body, cleaned up the engine just a little bit, degreased as much as I can. I still got a really bad back there. I'm gonna clean that up too. So if you couldn't hear me before, there was the air leak coming from the dipstick. So this dipstick's supposed to have some like rubber seals on it. This has none on it. So I have it taped up just to keep the air in until I get a new dipstick. Also from the first ignition coil was also leaking, because this bolt down there, it's not there anymore. I took it out obviously, but that bolt wasn't holding it on tight enough. So I just took like zip ties and a wire just to hold down the fuel rail. So when the car was hitting boost, it was pushing up on the fuel rail and releasing air from the first ignition coil, fuel injector. So that solves one thing. There is another leak, and I can't determine the location, but when I did the boost test, it was coming from this general area. Now I have the secondary air pump here, and I can't really tell if there's anything else under here. I see tubes, but I'm not sure if any of them are air related. So my second guess that it is the gasket for the intake manifold. So that's going to be a project I'm going to be working on, not anytime soon though, because the weather is getting colder. So this might happen next year spring. Will be the new gasket. But, I mean, it runs good without it. So that's going to be the next project. So the air boost issue we were having had nothing to do, well, it did have something to do with the boost solenoid. Now, this is a different boost solenoid that I have done in the boxing. This boost solenoid is the authentic OEM boost solenoid. The ones I was purchasing before were for Amazon and Chinese made. So they weren't holding boost for long. It was like a 30-minute drive and then they were not holding the boost anymore. It was over boosting. This OEM boost solenoid fixed everything. My diverter valve was also good, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't that, so I bought this RKX diverter valve, which is working like perfectly. Also, I still didn't get myself a plug for down there, but I just put one of this Allen bolt wrench tips on it, and it's I don't know if you can see it, and it's holding up pretty well there. And then I also turned this around and rerouted all the vacuum lines because for the new location of the vacuum solenoids. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it is reaching about 7 to 8 pounds of boost instead of 10 to 9. But that's because of the continual air leak we're having, which I think it is the intake manifold gasket. But other than that, it's running perfectly. I'm gonna try to get a video of me driving it so you guys can see how good it's running, but it's working fantastic. Engine is working good. I gotta get an oil change for it soon. But yeah, it was the boost solenoid. Don't buy cheap parts. Make sure they are OEM, not China made, not any other place made. OEM is the way to go. If you're gonna go aftermarket, make sure it is a good aftermarket. But yeah, I mean, the engine is working great. It's complete and working properly and giving proper boost. If you guys like it, please give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe. For any future comments, if you have any ideas, leave them in the comment section below and I'll pick one of them out, try to do it. Thanks guys for watching, and see you next time.